56% of Britain now says Brexit was a mistake, the largest reversal of public opinion in modern British history. Yet reversing it? Politically impossible. £100 billion wiped from GDP, trade barriers crippling entire sectors, immigration at record highs despite promises of control. They want back in. But wanting something and getting it are two different things. What you're about to discover is why Britain is trapped in a paradox it can't escape. Let's start with the numbers. In 2016, 52% voted leave. By 2024, 56% say it was wrong. That's not just buyer's remorse. That's a complete political realignment happening in real time. The economic collapse wasn't subtle. £100 billion in lost GDP. Trade with the EU down 25%. Small businesses drowning in customs paperwork they never had to deal with before. The fishing industry, the poster child for Brexit, betrayed within months. Promised sovereignty over waters, delivered bureaucratic hell, and collapsed exports. But this is where it gets uncomfortable. British living standards have fallen below Lithuania. Poland is gaining. The sick man of Europe narrative is back, except this time it's self-inflicted. Remember the £350 million a week for the NHS promise? The National Health Service is collapsing faster than ever. That bus wasn't just misleading. It was the biggest political lie in modern British history. The promise was Global Britain, a trading nation freed from Brussels bureaucracy, making deals with the world. Watch what actually happened. The trade deals Britain secured? Microscopic. Australia deal adds 0.08% to GDP. Meanwhile, EU trade barriers cost billions annually. You don't need an economics degree to see this math doesn't work. Then there's the immigration paradox. Brexit was supposed to mean control. Instead, immigration hit record highs. The promise of sovereignty delivered the exact opposite. Brexit solved nothing it promised. But here's the bigger question everyone's asking. If it was such a disaster, why can't they just undo it? Political reality first. No major party will touch it. Labour won't. Conservatives can't. The will of the people argument is political kryptonite. Even though national opinion shifted, the constituencies that delivered Brexit, still politically crucial. No politician wants to tell those voters they were wrong. Then there's economic lock-in. 4 years of structural change. Supply chains relocated to Rotterdam. Financial services moved to Frankfurt. You can't just reverse that with a vote. But here's what really makes rejoining impossible. The EU holds all the cards now, and they're not feeling generous. When Britain was in, they had special deals, kept the pound, avoided Schengen, got budget rebates. Rejoin now? Those are gone. The EU would demand full integration, Euro adoption, open borders, no exceptions. France remembers being blocked from the EU by Britain in the 1960s. Macron's already hinted any rejoin application might face a veto. Payback tastes sweet in Brussels. The Britain that left had privileges. The Britain that wants back would be a rule taker with no power. That's the trap. You can check out anytime you like, but coming back costs everything. Which brings us back to the question, what actually happens now? There are 3 possible futures. Let me walk you through each. Scenario 1. Slow drift. Political paralysis. Can't rejoin, won't fully commit to independence. Britain becomes an isolated middle power, declining in relevance. This is currently happening. Scenario 2. Closer alignment without rejoining. The Swiss-Norway model. Follow EU rules without voting on them. Get market access. Lose sovereignty anyway. All the costs, none of the benefits. Scenario 3. Full rejoin. But this requires a generational shift. Economic crisis bad enough to force the issue. Political courage nobody has right now. Timeline? Mid-2030s at earliest. It would take Brexit voters dying off. Younger generations who never wanted it gaining political power. A crisis that makes the costs undeniable. That's a decade away minimum. Most likely, a hybrid. Slow drift toward closer EU alignment without formal membership. Maximum friction, minimum clarity. Britain stuck in geopolitical limbo. Now zoom out to the real problem. We're entering a world of blocs. US-led coalition, China's sphere, European Union. Middle powers don't survive alone. AI regulation needs bloc power. Climate action needs coordination. Trade deals need leverage. Britain alone has none of these. So Britain faces a choice it can't avoid forever. Align with America, align with Europe, or somehow court China. Geography and history point one direction. The likely future? Not formal rejoin, but gradual regulatory alignment, trade deal improvements, visa arrangements, free movement in practice, if not in law. Brexit softened until it barely exists. Here's what 56% regret reveals. Britain can't fully reverse Brexit, but it can mitigate the damage. The cost? Swallowing national pride and admitting the mistake. Which brings us to the answer. 56% regret changes nothing politically in the short term, but it changes everything structurally over time. Brexit isn't being reversed. It's being slowly suffocated by reality. The hardest pill to swallow? Britain will drift back toward EU alignment piece by piece, not through democracy, through necessity. The only question is how much damage gets done while pride prevents admitting it. If you found this analysis eye-opening, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into current events. Drop a comment below. Do you think Britain will eventually rejoin or stay in limbo forever?